So, welcome to this practice, which will all be about feet and hips. Very often, a lot of us have issues with our feet, and then that manifests in the knees and the hips. So, when we can work our feet, often we give ourselves more support, as it were, higher up the body. So, if it's comfortable for you, and this isn't always comfortable, we are going to begin kneeling. So I really completely hear you if this immediately makes you feel grumpy, because it does me. A way to make kneeling more palatable is to have a cushion between your shins and heels. But that could still be too uncomfortable as well. So just give yourself a break if it's awful. If it's just a little bit uncomfortable, then it's a good thing to explore that, because ultimately yoga teaches us to sit perhaps when things are not comfortable and breathe our way through it. So as we start to lengthen the spine, just make a little note that you're not overarching the back. So perhaps you draw your tummy in as you sit back. And maybe today your palms are up, especially if you're feeling a little bit tired. If you're feeling a little bit agitated and angsty, maybe your palms are down. And that's enough instruction now, isn't it? So let's close our eyes. And as we move to this interior space, just start to check in with how you're feeling. So our human experience is generally that we wish things were different, that we wish we were different. So what are you bringing here to the mat this morning? Just make a note of that. And that might be discomfort, it might be frustration, might be sleepiness, it might be joy, exuberance. Whatever your human experience is right now, just take a moment to truly notice. And that is welcoming, allowing. And now let's just turn into tuning into the breath. As you breathe in through both nostrils, feel the belly expand, the chest rise. And as you exhale, can you just soften a little deeper, perhaps let the hips drop onto the ankles. And don't try to change the breath to begin with, just notice your natural breathing for the next 4 rounds. And kneeling often helps us elongate the spine, so we can perhaps feel the space we create for the breath. And one more round of breath. And then from this kneeling position, we're going to add a little bit more discomfort now as we actually stretch our feet. So if we can, again, this might not be for everybody, we're going to come up onto our toes. So this is called torture toes for good reason. You can soften it a little by taking the knees now onto the cushion. And then maybe you can intensify it again, maybe by leaning back. If it's just absolutely dreadful, you might take your hands down. So just give yourself those soles of the feet a stretch. And that's really quite important if we do a lot of running. I say we, I never run, but just feel the soles of the feet. And can you drop your awareness into your feet? So we have about 26 bones in each feet. That's a quarter of the body's entire bones. A lot of potential there for arthritis. Final shape now for our feet. We're just going to release the feet. You might slightly move the cushion too. You might just tap out the tops of the ankles. And then come back to kneeling, and just maybe you lift up your knees. So we have this image of yoga being all fluffy and gentle. These are not those poses, are they? But can you do a couple of these without disturbing the breath? And come back to center. Well done. So sit cross-legged if this is, and sorry, actually we do need to sit kneeling now. So taking the hands to prayer, just take a deep breath in as you sweep the arms up to the sky. Greet the day. And exhale, bring your thumbs in the prayer pose to the third eye. Just pause there. And then down to the heart. And let's do that one more time. Deep, deep breath. Exhale, thumb to third eye. And then to the heart. This time we're going to rise up too. So as we breathe in, we're going to lift up now. Heart rises towards the sky. And as we exhale, we take the hands down to the ground to all fours. Then we sink back into child's pose. Breathe in back onto all fours. So we'll do this a few times. And then exhale, roll down, thighs, pubic bone and chest. Roll those elbows back now as you breathe in, lift up into a baby cobra. Exhale, come back down again. Inhale, back onto all fours. And then sit back onto the heels. And then we come up again, breathing in, we kneel upright, take the heart up. Exhale, hands to all fours. Roll the body down, first the thighs, pubic bone, chest. Inhale up into baby cobra. Exhale, we come back down again, back onto all fours. And then we sit back onto the heels. One breath in child's pose. And then next inhale, we come all the way back up again. Exhale back to all fours. Just one more after this. Roll all the way down. Find your own rhythm. It will be different to mine. Inhale, lift that heart. Exhale, all fours. Back onto the heels. Final time. Inhale, we rise. Reach the fingers up and overhead. Exhale, we drop. Roll onto our front body. And then we peel up into a back bend. We come all the way back down. And this time we stay on all fours. Maybe just tap out the tops of the ankles. And let's start by doing a few rolls with the spine. So as you inhale, belly drops, heart lifts, tail lifts. Exhale, press the floor away as you round into the upper back. And do 2 more of those with the breath. And now take these to sort of barrel roll. So as the belly drops, this time we take the rib cage to the left and then we roll up. We take the rib cage to the right. So just starting to sway your booty, your hips. And then change the direction of those rolls. And then when you're ready, you either stay on all fours or you might come into downward facing dog. And as we're thinking about our hips, go a little wider in the feet today. So the knees are bent, the feet maybe even as wide as your mat. And then press the floor away as you lift your hips, your thighs, your waistline back. And take the deepest, sweetest breath into the back body. And now we're lifting up that right leg. And can we bend the right knee too? So almost like your heel is over your left buttock. And you might do little circles for the knee. You might do little circles for the ankle. Remember, you can do this on all fours. And then gaze forward as you take the right foot to the outside of the right hand. So every day we have different needs. If our left knee is up and a little bit bouncy, we're strengthening the hip. If the knee drops, we're stretching the hip. So what is it you need today? Just tap into that and then we're just going to sway. And you might try both. You might try a little bit of strength and a little bit of stretch. So maybe you circle a little bit, maybe you come forward and back. And depending on how much sitting we've done, our hips will tell the tale. So again, just noticing. I did quite a lot of train journeys recently, so my hips are a little bit like an old lady's. And now let's see if we can walk those fingers forward a little bit. So this will intensify. Perhaps all drop the knee now. So as we walk the hands forward, tuck the chin and just breathe into all those sensations that you're feeling. And just notice if you're wishing they were different. Our human experience, can we just experience it as it is? Take one more deep breath. And now take the right hand to the thigh, lightly press it away from you. Lift the heart now. Take a deep breath there. And as you press the hand into the thigh, press the thigh back into the hand. That really engages the muscles. And you either stay here or let the right arm lift. And as the right arm lifts, we spread the fingers as we come into this twist. Breathe into that wide open heart. So we haven't finished with the hips on this side. Let's take that right hand down now, back to the inside of the foot. And we're going to start to come a long ways onto the mat. So we're pivoting and we're walking towards the left foot. Left knee bends, right leg long. And then we come back to the front, right knee bends, left leg long. Go nice and slow so you really get a sense of stretching the hips. And then let's come back to the front. And as we come back to the front, we drop that back knee and take the right leg back. So here we are again on all fours, or maybe some of us, again, will come up into downward facing dog. So find your happy place for your body today. And as we come back, either on all fours or down dog, we let that left leg rise. We bend the left knee and then we start to circle. So ankle circles, knee circles. And then extend that left leg behind you, gaze forward as you bring the left foot to the outside of the left hand. And same thing, stretch, knee down, strength, knees up. What is it your body needs? So just explore, get curious about what the hips are like today. Because no 2 days are the same, but often we don't notice. And then we will drop the knees. We walk the hands a little further forward. So that's going to make it a stronger stretch. You might just prefer to rock a little bit because it can be really strong. And then same thing, we rest the right hand to the ground. We take the left hand to the thigh and just lightly press that left thigh away, but press the thigh back into the hand. So feel the muscles work. And you either stay here as you peel the heart up or the left arm rises. Huge breath into the upper chest. Notice any tension in that right arm. Can you soften the right elbow? And then we're going to come back to the side stretch, but the same instruction as we come up. If we have our hands down, we're stretching. We might take our hands to prayer now, which is a strength. So moving towards the right foot, come back, move towards the left. So stretch or strengthen, let it be your choice. We need a mixture of both, really. And as we come back to the front, we're going to once again take those hands down, take the left leg back. And coming into downward facing dog now, bend your knees as you breathe your way forward into a plank pose. And pause in plank as you kick the heels back, lift the chest and heart. Soft bend in the knees, come back to downward facing dog. And do 2 more of those. These kind of almost ripply, lift up onto the toes, round the spine forward. And then bend the knees as you take your hips back towards the sky. One more time. And as the hips come up now, pause in your downward facing dog and breathe into the whole body. Lengthen the spine forward as you inhale. And then lower the body to the ground, knees up or knees down. We've been here before now, baby cobra, breathing in, lift the heart, lift the chest. Exhale, come back down again. And with a soft bend in the knees, let's come back to downward facing dog. Press the floor away, look between the feet, take a huge breath. And then gaze forward. We're going to we'll just do a little hop. Bring the feet between the hands and pause there as you take the toes as wide as the mat. So the heels are in, the toes are out. We're going to come into a yogi squat. Now, these are much more intense in the morning, and not all of us can do them. So sinking down, you might come into a freestanding squat with the heels down. You might have the heels up, or you might get a couple of books and sit on a couple of books. So find a way that is comfortable. When we don't like things, we avoid them, and that's not always good. So can you just give yourself this little hip stretch, whether it's supported or otherwise, and take a deep, deep breath. And some of us can sit here all day. For others, it's excruciating. So I do hear you or see you if that's you. And let's come back to the forward fold. Let's parallel the feet now and take our spine halfway as we inhale. Exhale, we fold. And with a little bend in the knees, let's come all the way up to stand. And as we come to stand, press into the feet as you lift the heart. Take a breath. Exhale, thumbs to third eye. Just pause there. May I have good thoughts today. Thumbs to the heart. May I be full of love. So inhale now, we're just going to move with the breath. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, we fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, we fold. Press into the feet. Breathe in as the arms reach up and overhead. So that's called a half a sun salutation. Do 1 more of those with your breath. Breathing in, arms lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms rise up. So we're going to add a little bit of hip strengthening to this by taking the right foot and crisscrossing it in front of the left. So it's pinky to pinky, and squeeze those thighs together. Notice how that fires up the outer hips. Same thing we've just done. Breathing in, arms lift. Exhale, fold halfway. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand. So if you're comfortable, close the eyes and just go straight on to the second one. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we fold. Inhale to stand. Once again, thumbs pause at the third eye. May my thoughts be kind to the heart. Deep breath. And let's uncross the legs, crisscross them again. So pinky to pinky, press into the feet, breathing in, arms lift up, really root down into the feet. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, up we come to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. So one more of those, your breath, your time. Hands to heart and unravel. So we're going to come into a variation of a sun salutation now, but much more to do with our hips. Breathing in, arms lift up. Exhale, we come to fold. Inhale, lengthen spine and step back with the left leg. Take your hands to the inside, so the right foot is on the outside. And as you breathe in, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, can you straighten the right leg? Inhale, bend the knee, lengthen the spine. Exhale, straighten the right leg. Final time, inhale, long spine. And then press the floor away as you take the right foot behind you. And coming into downward facing dog. Now you stay there or you come through a vinyasa. So coming forward to a plank. Lowering the body. Inhale, you rise. Exhale, downward facing dog. And pause in downward facing dog. We're going to lift the same leg. As you breathe in, right leg rises. We bend the right knee. Gaze forward, step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Breathing in, lengthen the spine. And now can you step the left foot to the outside of the left hand? So we're back in that squat. Sink down as deeply as you comfortably can. And it's okay if that's not far. Take a breath. And then come back to the forward fold. Heel toe the feet in. Just pause. Breathe in, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. So we're going to do that again. This time the left leg will be the leading leg. And the right leg is steps back, sorry. So breathe in, we rise up. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, take a flat back and step back with the right leg as we take the hands to the inside of the left foot. Same thing, breathing in, long spine. Exhale, straighten the left leg. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, straighten the left leg. Final time, inhale, long spine. And then press the floor away as you come back to downward facing dog. Breathing in. And breathing out. Come forward to plank pose. Lower the body. Breathing in as you curl up. Back to downward facing dog. So same leg steps forward. As you breathe in, left leg rises, we bend the left knee. Just pause there, lift that left inner thigh as high as you can. Gaze forward, left foot to the outside of the left hand. Just pause there to feel connected to the ground. And now the right foot comes to the outside of the right hand. So not easy, I don't think, for some of us. Come back into your squat, take a deep, deep breath. And let's heel toe the feet up. And again, just take those feet parallel now. Just sway a little bit side to side. So just a short standing sequence now before we finish this short hip and feet practice. Breathe in as you come halfway up. Exhale as you come down. Breathing all the way to stand. And just take a moment with one hand to your heart, one hand to your tummy. And feel the feet on the ground. When we're in our feet, we're not in our heads. Perhaps lift and spread the toes. And then root those toes down. And as you press into the big toe, the little toe, and the heel, can you lengthen the spine? So let's add on, once again, heel toe the feet, again, slightly wider, breathing in, arms lift. Exhale, we come to a fold. Breathe into a flat back. Take the hands to the inside of the right foot as you step your left leg back. So same pattern, breathing in, long spine. Exhale, straighten the right leg. Breathe in, long spine. Exhale, straighten the right leg. So from here, we're going to set our legs up for warrior two. Can you drop your left heel so it's in line with the right heel? And have the hand now, as the arm comes to the right shin, press your shin into the arm and the arm into the shin. And then we lift the left arm up. So this is strong. Feel those muscles now. They might be really firing up. And take a deep, deep breath. And now really use your core strength. Pull your belly in as you lift yourself into warrior two. And then reverse your warrior two. Let the left hand rest to the left thigh. Reach into the right fingertips now. Take a breath. And then take your forearm to your thigh as the left arm comes up and over your ear. Breathe in, reverse yourself back into reverse warrior. Breathing out, forearm to thigh, left arm comes over ear. 2 more of those with your breath. And this time, as the forearm comes to the thigh, we're going to come straight into a half moon balance. So get into those hips. Left hand comes to hip. We gaze forward and our right fingertip comes onto a block or a book. So we might start to turn towards the side. We might start to spread the toes. And if we feel really steady, we might lift up the left arm. So this is only a short practice. We're just really putting in some strength work. Take 2 deep breaths. And then as steadily as you can, you come into warrior two. Take a moment to land, take a breath. And then frame your front foot. You might come through one more vinyasa. So breathe your way forward to a plank pose. Lower the body down. Breathe your way up. Breathe your way back. And here we are again in downward facing dog. Take a breath. Been here before now. Breathing in, right leg rises. We bend the right knee. Gaze forward and take the right foot to the outside of the right hand. And you've got it, another squat. The left foot steps forward to the outside of the left hand. Maybe sink perhaps a little deeper now. They do get easier, these, I promise. So breathing in and breathing out. Come back all the way up to a forward fold. And just take a moment to land. Let the head be heavy. And we're going to do our final side now. A little bend in the knees. Breathe your way up to stand. Hands come to the heart. And just take a moment. The breath has probably lost its smoothness. It's quite a pacey practice. Slightly bring the feet a little closer to each other. Let's finish off side two. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, we come to fold. Gaze forward and step back with the right leg. And just pause there again. So the left foot is outside the left hand. We breathe in as we lengthen the spine. We exhale as we straighten the leg. 2 more of those. And then we hop the back heel in. So that back heel is in line with the front heel. Press into both feet. And then we sweep the right arm up to the sky. So this is quite a breathtaking one, I think. So feel both feet on the ground. Make sure that shin is pressing into the arm as you breathe. And then lift yourself up into warrior two. Back to reverse warrior. And lengthen from the left waist to left fingers as you breathe into the left ribs. So with the breath again, forearm to thigh, right arm comes up and over. Inhale, we come back. So the upper body is moving, the lower body's pretty much still. Next time the forearm comes to the thigh, stay there. And then that right arm, reach into your right fingers and breathe into the whole body. And then let's come up, take the right hand to the hip, gaze forward. We're going to hop into our half moon. Sorry, not hop, lift into our half moon. So that right leg lifts. Left thigh is your standing leg. It's a strong leg. And then we reach, maybe we take the arm. It's the arm that will take us off our balance. So welcome the wobbles, accept them, part of our human experience, and reach out into all directions. Take 3 deep breaths. Gaze down, gently come back up. Warrior 2. Final vinyasa. So we're all going to meet in down dog. You might go straight there. Or you might skip. So final vinyasa or hang around in downward facing dog. And come back. So in your downward facing dog, feel your feet, feel your hands. Give a little bounce. So the feet are shock absorbers from the knees. So just give your knees a little jump up and down. So what we're going to do now is come to a seat by hopping. So gaze forward, and don't worry if this doesn't look dignified. We're bending the knees, crisscrossing the ankles, and coming to sit in a cross-legged position. Well done, and that's fun. So let's take our feet in front of us now, because that is the focus as well as the hips, and just press your heels and toes together. So just flutter those inner thighs open. In yin yoga, this is called butterfly. And then hold on to your big toes with your peace fingers. So middle finger and index finger. And without thinking too much, just lift those legs up. The worst that can happen is you fall back. So draw the belly and lift the heart. And then bring the feet together and come back down. We're going to do that 2 more times. Use the belly. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, we come back down. Final time, maybe this time we stay longer. Lift the heart, lift the chest. And perhaps we close the legs now as we come into Navasana boat pose. And you can stay holding the toes or you can have the arms out. Just find and connect to your own sweet breath. And then very gently come back down. And we're finishing here actually, but with a very strange stretch. This can make you feel quite squeamish. We're going to just stretch our feet. So can you get your fingers, and it's really good if you do this with hand cream actually. So if you are watching this on a recording. So feed the fingers between the toes. And we want the fingers to be as close to the bone as we can. And this is really weird. And then we're just going to point and flex the feet. So for any of us with fallen arches, so again, a lot of runners get fallen arches. It's really important to strengthen the soles of the feet. So just give them a good wiggle. And there might be a lot of cracks and pops. These are, again, potentially a lot of arthritic joints here. So you might know people with flat feet who are given insteps for the sole of their feet, but very often that can then later manifest in achy knees and hips. So one of the best things you can do for yourself is strengthen the arches of the feet. So we're done with one. You might just see if you can spread the toes as much as you can, give the feet a little wiggle. And then we'll do side 2. So interlace the fingers between the toes. Really weird. And then circle, point and flex. Might hear a lot of cracks and pops. Oh, there's a good one for me. And again, sometimes it's good to get your thumb as well and just press into the sole of the foot. So again, give your feet some love and do that if you do a lot of walking. Do that a couple of times a day maybe, especially if you have got issues with your feet. We'll just finish this part of the practice now with a little back bend. So just feeling the feet fully alive now as you press them into the ground. You might be very, very much more aware of them than when we started. And we'll just do a really gentle bridge pose. So as you press into the feet, start to lift up your hips, lower back, mid back. And depending how you are today, you might decide to come up and down. So as you exhale, lower the spine, mid back, lower back. Or you might just be feeling that you want to be still in your bridge pose, building more back strength. So come up and down or lift up and interlace the palms. Breathe in, keep feeling the feet. Sometimes we curl the toes up, but we really want to be rooting them down. And then very, very slowly come all the way down. And bring those knees in towards the chest as you gently rock from side to side. And then take the feet together and the knees wide. So coming into a little diamond shape, we call this Supine Badakanasana. Take one hand to your heart, one hand to your tummy. And close your eyes as you direct the breath into the lower belly. And we're here for about 4 rounds of breath. So you stay in this position. I'm just going to sit up as we finish this part of the practice, just deepening your breathing. And earlier, as we opened this practice, it was kind of mentioned that often when we're human, we try and change who we are. We wish things were different. This is a very short poem from Tanya Markle. I asked my heart to tell me how to change so I could be worthy, how to act so I could be loved, how to look so I could be accepted, what to say so I could be significant, how to think so I could succeed. And my heart said, stop trying to fit in with people, places, and things that make you feel unworthy, unloved, inadequate, insignificant, and stagnant. So just stay here now, just as beautiful view. And I encourage you to stay here for as long as you wish. We're going to finish this part of the practice here. So keep connecting to your breathing. Namaste, and thank you for practicing with me.